Beaver, away!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Kritzcast. Once again, we are coming at you with some more Highlander Nations Cup number 7 action. This time, it's going to be France versus the Czech Republic, or Czechia, the last game of the round of 16. They'll be looking to play Germany. So, yeah, definitely lots to play for here. Going to be looking to go into this quarterfinals bracket of this Highlander Nations Cup. Give us a follow if you want to keep up with the coverage. Give us a subscription as well on the Twitch, on the YouTube. Supports the casters and the production staff of Kritzcast as well. Be sure to check out our Patreon and our merch.kritzcast links as well. If you want to even more support the channel and the content.
Bonsoir, Droppy Vidja. I'm definitely looking forward to this as we're deciding on the last one who is going into the quarterfinals in this 7th edition of the Nations Cup, starting out on Vigil.
Yeah, I mean, on France, obviously a lot of these players have also played for teams like Gator Esports as well in the past, being led by Matt J. Also leading this team through France right now as well. Engineer will be Asux with Matt J on Medic, with Sniper will be Che, and then Psycho will be Spy. You can run us down the Czech Republic one.
Definitely need to check this one out since we have on the scout class SNH. Demoman stays, at least for map 1. After that, Lucas Tank probably going to come in with the big damage for the rest of the map. We see how many maps that will still be after that then.
Have you got any quick predictions in this, and especially sort of moving forwards? You think France going to take it, or do you think Czech Republic got what it takes?
France will win Vigil again because these players are adaptable and can adapt to the situation on the hop as they have shown before. So I predict a 2-1 in the favor of French people on the server right now.
Oh, yeah, there's your prediction from Domaytoe. I think so. Yeah, I'll have to wait and see. But this is, for anyone joining, this is the Highlander Nations Cup number 7, last game of the round of 16. Between France and the Czech Republic, with France actually starting off on the defense here on this Vigil map, with the Czech Republic on the offense. So they'll be looking to set the fastest time possible, and we'll have to see if France does a bit of a aggressive defense here, seeing more usual passive holds on this first point. But it looks like they're looking for something.
Prepare for information overload right now in 30 seconds down the setup time, because I have learned from this. I get my my analysis cut out when I do it in between the rounds. So right now comes the analysis in the setup time. 20 seconds. Let's speedrun TF2. By the way, some interesting information. We are playing Vigil, Gullywash and Proplant. Vigil was played in week 1 of the group stages, and Gullywash and Proplant both being played in week 2. The Czech Republic won 6-0 against Greece in week 1, so they have already a Vigil win under their belts, and as well on the French side they won against Lithuania, pretty strong team, 6-0 in the first week. But then after that, the France didn't play week 2 maps because where they were in a group where they only had 2 games to play, and well, Czech Republic got rolled there by Poland, who are arguably the strongest roster on the following 2 maps. But yeah, I mean, I have some more information, but the gates do open up, and Psycho is the one who gets directed out of the picture again, and France loses Scar as well.
Yeah, starting right off here, like, already trying to find some side pressure with help on the flank. Actually got a Breeze kind of trying to shoot them with a bit of a direct hit there, goes down. There's troubles though, takes too much damage, and yeah, France not really in the best position to try and opt for some of this space, but the car is quite slow moving, so they do have some time to maybe regroup in here. But I mean, Che going down, no sniper on the defense, could be quite hard to try and beat this, and yeah, it looks like France already, well, Czech Republic already trying to get some space here, and they're actually maybe thinking about using onto the heavy of all classes. What is going on here?
Yeah, they maybe wanted to, well, give the French team a helping hand here, having their own Uber Preserve. Really nice reflect there from T-Burden onto the Demoman. Stars, Stacy falling down there, getting wrecked apart by the Mouse too, and therefore they were lacking the Demoman in that push, but the French sniper got stabbed beforehand by Jurkas, which enabled this entire push. But there right now is Breeze in from the backlines, getting a jump in, but Medjay is safe in the dispenser. They get some subsequential damage in, but do not get the frags, which is the main prospect that makes you win that push. But yeah, tippy-toeing right now.
Yeah, managed to get the level 2 up as well. Gonna be trying to build that as A6 on this defense. And managed to actually quickly get the cart to the end of this tunnel area, which is quite important for trying to go forwards here on this offense. But Skyfox is trying to edge that out. Kayla's still on this top area though, on the Domain class, trying to spam them out, trap it. Make sure they can't just get a free push in. They lose 2 though, and actually Stacey going down quite early here. The demo for the offense is going to delay that push in quite a bit.
Game of pick classes already. Jökas was in behind, got the stab onto Schmidt shot, but the sniper equalizing the situation. J or K getting a headshot, as you mentioned, onto the demo man force beforehand. By the way, on that first push, I don't want this to diminish from the push that's coming in from the side tunnel right now. Though Stacey getting absolutely reflected. The preparation at the double pipe. Kalis says, this hill is mine, I am a demo man, but then again, the blue scout is even going to clean everyone up. It is only 2 players left alive here after all, only Tenno even on that field.
What a scrap fight in the cart. Tenno might, oh no, the heals come in now, heals on the scout come in, but Tenno's going to try and fight this last bastion of defense, managed to go down, fighting against an overhealed scout. But yeah, what a weird engagement that was. They managed to hold the high ground, but I mean, Getty just doing a great job on the heavy, just sort of pushing the cart with the soldier on the offense, and managed to get it in eventually. So it's 245 with the first 2 points. They're going to get this third point going, and they actually have a slight Uberad coming into this as well.
In the end, everyone could have kept it there from the Czech Republic's side, since they almost wiped the enemy team right now, though. TMS, as he's tagged up, gets the sniper. The sniper wins. Strauss gets stabbed though. Double stab right there from Psycho, coming in huge breeze, trying to salvage anything, but gets ultimately cleaned up by a wrangled sentry gun. And it was Tomasz, by the way, fake nicking there, but I have your back. He is yeah, going up there with a 2k already. Psycho on a 3k, getting enforced down into the ground by Jökas. Spy versus Spy action. Maybe it gives the French team a lifeline, since they got the stab down. The medic, Jay being so aggressive, sniping Breeze as well.
Yeah, you got a bit of an aggro sentry here from Ace, because he decides to pull it back. Now notices that the Czechs are getting onto this high ground with their combo. As yeah, Strauss actually on a bit of a disad now, due to the picks from Psycho earlier, and we've got a defense for this, got an Uber for this defense, should I say. Around this corner, but wow, what is going on here?
Kalis was so weak perpetually there, and he disconnected himself there, got kept alive by crucial arrows, but ultimately got cleaned up because the Czech Republic realized that the demo was overcommitted right there. Schmidtshot right now, gunning out Stacey, and finally the Uber is going to come in. Let's see what that can clean up after all this aggression has went down.
Yeah, I don't think it was really the right call to try and just randomly run the corner. I don't know whether they mistook their combo for being down the low ground there, France, but they just kited it completely. Strauss still had his Uber for coming back in here for the Czechs, and now here we go. They get the third point, 4 minutes 36. Almost like there really wasn't much of a defense, in fairness. But the problem is this last push. Now this is kind of notable for most payloads. The last push is usually the hardest. So let's see how they go in there.
Not if you can get it rolling instantly in. The Ubers are equalized, and Kalis tries to get some stickies forward, but right now this card has also to get pushed into a prolific situation. SNH is on the cleaver and assuming this card position as well, as they've built 10% better right now on the offensive stance. The Conch is going to come in from the red flank and tries to get some damage in, because taking damage before an Uber is really not optimal. It's not what you want. You want your players fully buffed before a potential Uber push. Tenno getting killed there. A bit of fresh breeze on that side flank as the soldier claimed a frag for his own team, and the Uber is going to come in onto a demo and onto a pyro.
Yeah, but they just lost their sniper here, so it's not already an optimal Uber. The gun is not taking that much damage. They did manage to get the pyro there, surprisingly, but yeah, this is going to pretty much fine. They actually retaliate Uber in here to try and get the med, and he managed to get out, get some nice swords in actually Matt J onto the heavy whilst the Uber was going on, and eventually he managed to get out there. So a bit of a weird exchange here in this sort of orange room.
Weird exchange is the aphorism of the day. That was all over the place. Honestly, the heavy there would have almost clawed his team back into the game, Gedu being there, but ultimately feeding the sauce to the medic. You can't really decide, do you want to killbind or do you want to make something out of the prolific situation that you've worked yourself into, but you didn't really have any backup. I wasn't sure about this reuse of that Uber anyway, since all the players were already cleaned up on the side of the Czechians. Gedu getting sniped there. I'm a bit more used on him on the medic class, but it was only a heavy falling down right now. And once again, equally built Ubers. Schmidtshot dying as well there to a sniper sideline. You really have to watch out for these sniper sidelines, especially the medic on the defense is quite vulnerable to this outside play, but they are controlling the flank, it seems, for now.
Yeah, Kalis just noticing that the whole combo had rotated, and this is the thing with this doorway. Like, the demo can just rotate all the spam through the doorway. Iron Bomber, stickies, it's so hard to get people through that door when the demo has rotated the spam like that. And yeah, eventually it actually forced the med out to save force the Uber out to try and save the sniper, and now Strauss is kind of running alone, getting chased by the spy. Now he's getting banned against Revolver and goes down for his trouble. So Psycho, nice pressure alone there basically, and well, that's really going to delay the offense now.
They have to watch out that they don't get into the favored, or at least for the defense, favored last point, maybe a bit scary last point for the offense, since this is where you can lose hope. And you shouldn't lose hope in the beginning of the game, but sometimes this is what happens. This is also the main critique I have heard about this map here, that, well, people don't know how to push a last point. Or maybe the last point is also a bit difficult, but right now they have to work this in with having an Uber disadvantage of 50%.
Yeah, Gay actually managed to take some space here, but the flank's doing a nice job here from France, just trying to pepper them down. Wall down the health of the Czech players. The demo doesn't surprisingly go down there. I don't even know how. It kind of overextends, but Strauss also goes down, so no heals on this offense for a moment, and they're just clustering into this corner next to Aces' gun. All staying healthy, all getting air blasts as well from Borders, so you know, staying away from the afterburn as the heavy is actually positioned on the other side as well. So making it very difficult to try and find any space here for the Czech Republic.
Decent coordination there from the flank. They managed to falter that push that was coming in there, and Psycho sneaking in on the back of all that damage that went down, gunned down Strauss. Right now though, Jay being on a 7 or 8k, they are definitely helping his team out quite a lot, but this is the coordination that you have. You can see that a sticky trap though is going to clean the entire flank up, and Jay falling down there as well. Scar just spawning now, so the flank is right now wide open. Kalis getting headshot as well.
Yeah, however, like with those opening picks for some reason from Che, the sniper just chasing the spy point blank with an SMG, the demo like stays just kind of wanders up, starts piping the dispenser, and then Matt J forces from it because he's trying to hide it, and T-Born is doing his best to try and reflect some of the spam coming in, but now they've only got a level 1 to deal with. Skyfox is trying to like counter angle from the traps. But with the med constantly going down, like they still have an ad somehow on this defense, even with their meds getting forced.
That was a weird conciliation there. Why even give the French once again a heading hit? I don't know why the Czech Republic just didn't push in there. They had the spawns, that quicker spawns, they had the frags, and they didn't conglomerate on the card well enough. You really need a lot of cap time here to break this down. Scar is getting sticked down the side flank. Frontier Justice crits getting rang out by Essex. He is working on that kill streak since his sentry gun is getting frags, and he's getting the crit shots out forward to help out his team. Pushing right now with Kalis, with T-Born through this orange room. Even then, wow, wait. Engineer once again getting... What? The medic.
Wait, he fell?
What?
Did he get pushed by explosives? I think some explosives hit him. And Strauss just fell off the map? Okay, so now that I've got a med again, Strauss is just dying so much here for this last offense, and this is the problem, like, with the flank, if they're able to get some space in, like especially like a spy, it just goes unchecked, or just eat some spam as well from anyone that goes aggressive. Like this is the problem. It just kind of is a recurring issue for them. And yeah, and once again, Matt J's just sitting in this corner next to the gun, as they've been making it work. As Border's doing his best to keep them all at bay, and with 100%, and the cart not mega close to the cap either. It's slowly rolling back, but here we go, another sort of sack basically coming in here.
Yeah, it's the first sack that I really have seen that is working out, not out of contingency, but because of a willful action that they all went in there. But the medic hiding in the dispenser, taking damage there, Medjay ultimately though surviving, but they also got Strauss out. It is easy to put the blame on the medic there if he dies. He hasn't really rebutted that notion that we brought up, but maybe he can do that in the next Uber push, since both Ubers are once again up, and the time is already ticking down so far. That's going to be quite the harsh time as well, having to use early onto 2 players. You already know that France is going to have the better Uber right now. Kalis focusing down Gedu in the backlines as well, and
oh my god,
getting severely bullied there, and Py-bun didn't even look at him. This is sometimes what the Pyro does, and they are still aggressive here. Gedu walks in and finds a bullet.
Yeah, that's that is what happens on heavy when you just start trying to go into making for the fact that people have gone down or going weak, and yeah, Sniper just puts a quick end to that. So yeah, now they're kind of back to square one again. They are more even on Ubers like here, but they're gonna need to try and find some advantage. Like either they need to get some force off, they need to kill this gun maybe before going in, or maybe just try and find some entry picks on the side, but they're not trying to do anything really. And Schmidt is kind of, there's actually a bit of an interesting tell here for Masux to move someone sort of forward quickly onto that the concrete-y area. But yeah, we go, rotating the spam once again, going to be eating some pipes, trying to walk in there on the heavy class, and yeah, it's just a battle of attrition basically.
I'm agreeing with this push on the far right-hand side so far though, but Tomasz is going to get gunned down there. Schmidt who was holding close, they have to use this Uber, only really get one frag on the heavy there and lost some players as well. But they have the fastest spawns and they have to get them into a prolific situation, but yet again, France did not use, they're running into this likely issue of having tried every route so far to Uber in, but it is not working, and the card is also so far back, so they're kind of trying to guess what is working, but unfortunately that didn't work as well. That was the first real push we saw from this far right hand.
Yeah, now that we've lost Gedu, as Smith tries to go aggressive there, but he doesn't even mind because he knows the rest of the team's supporting and they've still got their gun here. Nice snipe actually comes out there, TMS, but Che finding return. Actually gets a snipe onto the sniper as well, so team is trying to find something here for the Czechs, but you know, 3 down, but again, gun's still up, still got to deal with this Uber. Matt J still didn't even have to use, obviously, because it was just a heavy across the way, didn't have to worry about too much damage there. Wasn't really much follow-up, so yeah, now I'm trying to push the car, but now there's a lot of pressure actually in here, and they lose their pyro.
But the French lost their dispenser armor, and Matt J is so scared because his his heavy got dropped there. And speaking of drops, Stacey also got dropped in this Uber encounter, but they might even want to, yes, clean up all the players since they had the superior health there. Finally, going to push it in. There is still Psycho behind, but not this time. Jeez. You know what Psycho is? It's psychological warfare. Since that time is really not a happy time.
Yeah, earlier in the last hole, so I was doing a lot of work, especially in dealing with Strauss and the medic. So yeah, I mean, really well played by France in that last defense. Running off a lot of time. I mean, especially because their first 3 points weren't great. I mean, they had like 4 minutes, which was like okay, but I mean, it's not really optimal. They didn't really get that big of a hold, especially on the second as well. I think the Czechs had a pretty good push on the second, but now the roles are reversed. So now they're on this defense, and yeah, now France have 13 minutes to push. 13 minutes and 43, but yeah, I mean, where do you think the main problems lie? I mean, I guess it was mainly just in Strauss dying a lot, but there also didn't really seem to be much of a plan coming out from the Czechs.
I mean, it's quite harsh to pound the rubber at this point, but on the last point definitely was where the main issues presented themselves. On the first point, they lost their demo man, but they Ubered on Degu. They didn't even need to Uber because the sniper got stabbed beforehand. Then afterwards, decent push from the side tunnel. That was just a genuine decent push. Won that fight, almost wiped the French, and therefore that looked prolific. On the third point, that was mainly French players playing bad because Kelly separated himself from his own medic, and therefore they won that. And then on the last point, what you mentioned, they lost their medic there a bit loose and easy. The issue was also that the time window to push that within 1 or 2 minutes after the third point closed quite quickly because they weren't quick enough on that card after they got the frags on that last point. So they had to do it all again, and then that final push that worked was exactly the same situation than the first push that should have worked if they were to go on the card. But as I was talking, only really a sniper died and the first point was given up for free.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised actually that they gave it back quickly. But yeah, nice check from T-Board and they actually find Jerkus in the back, trying to go for the sniper pick. So now France kind of looking to get a neutral push going. You know, this time, unlike the last time, Ubers are even actually for this push that they're about to do. So let's see where they want to take this. They might try and push the car in a bit, try and get to the end of the tunnel perhaps, would probably be a better approach. But going is up for Skyfox now on this defense for the Czechs as yeah, Kart is moving slowly in, trying to pick their sniper and see what he can get.
Snipers staring each other down, both fully buffed, but once again the jump comes in from Demoman. Nice force play, first force play we saw so far, at least from a solo Demo Man jumping in. He had some support there, but ultimately he got the damage in. They lost Gedu and Stace trying to get something off that. This sort of, when you are too fast on the draw there and try to overchase, doesn't really work out for you. Maybe that second point could have even been defended, but not right now since they lost their combo players, and Psycho got the double stab right now onto the sniper as well.
Yeah, there's so much pressure coming in for France, and I think after that force, they were kind of just in a bit of dismay. They didn't really know what they wanted to do there. Didn't know whether they wanted to kite properly. You had some people that kind of bled forwards as well. So now they're really aggressive on the tail. They've got an Uber as well to defend, so I mean, they don't even mind just kind of shoving this onto Schmidt on the heavy. We're just killing this gun, but it gets pulled out smartly. West Fox probably need to just reset for this last push, but yeah, I mean, so far they managed to put the guard so far, and there's a lot of space taken here by the French.
Unfortunately, Czech Republic doesn't have any space to even get onto that point again, even though the card is a bit far back. They don't have positions. Yoka is only really behind. That was a nice force play there by SNH, but putting Majeda down to half HP and saying this, he comes in once again, cleans up the medic. The issue is that could be a bit inconsequential at points since they were on equal Ubers there anyway, but great stuff from the scout so far.
Yeah, that's a decent play actually. I mean, maybe a bit of disrespect for the Czechs there. Just trying to go forwards and didn't really have everyone in position, so people were kind of back on the cart. Got to be careful of stuff like that, especially with the under position. So, you know, flanks can sometimes use that as well. Coming into this last point. But yeah, right now, got level 3 for this defense. Going to be in the similar position to what A6 was doing, with the dispenser in the corner, and actually quite a few combo members on this other side of the map. Actually, on the outside cliff area. So I'm probably expecting some push out here and trying to make some space for TMS on the sniper.
The funny thing is, they probably only pushed around 1 or 1.5 minutes faster than Czech Republic on their offensive stance. So there is no real reason why the Czechs can't do the same, as the Kritzkrieg is going to come in, gets double players down already, and the medic, though unforced right now, probably going to go on the spawn, but only has 3 players left alive to even Uber. They have to play their respawn times really smartly, because they have 10 seconds only right now on those respawns. I don't know why the French don't instantly push in. They get the force, but yeah.
Oh, what happened there? I don't know if Gedu ran out of ammo, that's why he unrevved, but like, I think if he just stayed rev there, he actually probably just could have got arrowed and killed people that were coming at him, but kind of unfortunate there. They made a lot of space, but yeah, that crits play was pretty huge coming up in France, so...
But they're not really doing anything out of that, because they lent the players respawn, Stace finally falling down. Everyone has to commit to this card. There's only a heavy really to counter this aggression that is going to come up right now, but in the end, they're going to clump them in. Even then, not if the soldier has something to say about the huge arrows onto that heavy, but it's not going to be enough in the end. And the French showing the Czechs how they should have pushed it in the first instance that we talked about, and that could have been a similar time for the Czechs, but first round of Vigil goes to France. We have, 4 times Prem champion from Sixes, Lucas Tang coming in. He said he will play everything after the first map, but he probably meant everything after the first round, maybe to get the Czechs back into the game.
Moving into the second map of this Vigil, or second round of this Vigil, I should probably say, of France versus the Czech Republic, with currently France taking the first one quite well. A lot of time on the clock left, so you know, to see how the Czechs do. Actually starting on this defense right now, the Czech Republic, with France on the offense in the blue. We'll be setting the first time on the cart, and let's see if the Czech Republic can push faster than them. So yeah, I mean, what are your sort of predictions? Do you think having Lucas come back in is going to change things up for them, or...?
First of all, coming back from my cliffhanger from the first setup, I was a bit interrupted there by the round starting, like boring, uninteresting things like rounds starting. Also, for the group stages there, I mean, both teams, as I mentioned, played equal amount of games, but they played different maps. For example, Czech Republic didn't even get to play Steel because they got a default win against Serbia, so they had 1 fewer official game already, so that ties in. Maybe not having as much coordination as they could have, also depending if they're scrimmed, definitely a factor to matter in. And France claimed against Sweden, pretty strong nation, at least historically, claimed a 6-0 win there for themselves, but as the timer just hit 4:20 there in the round timer itself, I'm going to go on to your question and say Lucas is hopefully gonna slay. Otherwise, that's a quick vigil map for France.
Yeah, the faith is there. But yeah, nice snipes actually initially coming out here from TMS on this defense. Trying to find some few opening picks. Trying to delay them from coming in. Kair's getting very aggressive though on the tracks here, just putting some sticks around the corner. Breeze trying his best to try and spam him out. Actually does manage to kill him with help of Lucas as well. And they're not pulling out their gun just yet, which is probably a lot better of a stance, I would say. Although I say that and they're actually going back up the hill. So, but yeah, they managed to keep their med with 100%. That's the whole point of why you do this on this defense, on Vigil first. So, yeah, now they're going to reset with their gun actually on top of the hill here, playing forward with Lucas.
Tentative position there from TMS from the red sniper, though. Lucas Tank saying, I have stickies in my magazine and I'm going to claim 2 players and even force them kind of there. They also lost their Pyro beforehand, getting chugged into the air and into that skybox. T-Bird really not in this position to deny this, so therefore they're going to clean up everyone there, even Matt-J falling.
Why did Matt-J run back into the tunnel on like no health? That was so strange, but he's a rocket for it, like a 1 spam rocket. I'm surprised the Pyro didn't full commit to just like W%1 him all the way down, but yeah, kind of a weird exchange of events there. But yeah, eventually they're going to reset on this defense here, with Lucas being very forward, just trying to stick them off on the corner. Probably going to be supported by the sniper as well, TMS behind him. And yeah, Geddy just trying to watch this side tunnel right now, but at the moment, Cart is slowly moving forwards. Flank's still trying to watch for that as well, and yeah, Yerka's actually going down in the back as well, so, but yes, and actually for the defense here.
It was the mercy of the monster there. The Pyro not even going to get that kill beforehand, but Lucas Tank right now getting sticked off there. Kalis walking in with the pipes. Iron Bomber, Pyro 1v1 after that. T-Burden showing that he is a flamethrower as well. They had this Uber advantage, but Strauss dying as well. He was close to having Uber. He had Uber advantage. Matt-J right now has this Uber.
Oh, big mini from A6 there, denying the bomb in as well as T-Board being in position for that as well. Matt-J still 100%. We're pushing this cart in, is A6 just on the cart. As yeah, now they're 4 down. Gonna try and reset for this 3rd point. As Skyfox has only got a level 1 here, so they have to try and build that to level 3. They're just trying to get aggressive in this track here, trying to get some early denial on the space being taken by France. And there we go, nice opening pick actually onto Shea there.
I thought because the scout was also in the kill feed that there was a B-ball kill, but it was the sniper obviously pulling the trigger, getting his team helping Hen Essex, having these crits stored right now, but really nothing to shoot at. He has to push that boring count. Uber is going to come in. Breeze getting stepped there in the back lines as well. Lucas getting focused down so much by a Schmidt shot, sloping in this corner. Heavy 1v1. Finally, even going to get cleaned off. Digo still alive here. They almost have their Uber up. Yeah. They are going to get forced out though. No players left alive. Only level 2 sentry gun. Strauss is in the spawn. The NG got his gun out, but that is the only salvaging factor.
Yeah, with Kalis being alive there, that was really ambitious for the Czechs to come back in. I mean, they were kind of just putting themselves in the corner. All it took was like 2 sticks from Kalis, and they were pretty much all dead there. So, yeah, very aggressive position from Schmidt here, just trying to lead the charge, see how far forward they are. Got 100% actually on the defense now, though. But, yeah, getting very low here. Gets a nice arrow, actually, from the medic. But, yeah, they've got this level 3 up now, fortunately. Wrangled is going to be defending it, and this Uber from the defense comes out for some reason. Okay.
This is sometimes what can happen. I wasn't really sure what the red heavy there was doing as well. They, yeah, kind of were faster on the draw once again. Tried to compromise the situation, but over-aggression once again didn't pay off there, and it's sometimes symptomatic of what has been happening to them as well. There as Gedu walks forward, gets guns out. He's trying to make stuff happen, but it doesn't really work like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of surprised that play from Geddy, really. I mean, you should know that they're all going to be fully buffed. There's no way he's going to win that fight in most like scenarios. So, yeah, Skyfox is going to take a lot of pressure, though. Kalis putting in the damage on the gun as well as T-Board and going forward. However, it's still alive for quite a bit, pushing some damage before it dies, and now they're like 6 down on the defense, push the car, and everyone's stacking the car. Black is in for the kill as well, and there we go. I mean, just absolute domination by France on Vigil to start things off here.
4 points in 4-4-4. I'm afraid because they should fear the 4 as well. Quite fast time there, honestly. As I'm saying as well, rooting for the underdogs. No real reason why Czech aren't able to replicate that time on the offense themselves, but it is a huge task. And going for my prediction, I already said that France probably have the upper hand here on a payload map obviously every map in Highlander is very, very brain dependent, and your skill resembles only that if you also have the coordination to back it up, obviously, but maybe having the better coordination here right now. Geru over-peeking there was also an issue. The other issue was they had an Uber advantage. There was no real reason to use into that. They were once again forced into this weird mindset of having to make something happen, but the something that can basically be enough sometimes is play normal, play decent, don't overcommit yourselves. Obviously it is easy if you don't even play, you just sit back and talk, but you know.
Reverse caster's curse.
Reverse caster's curse, basically, yeah. But let's see, they have to go in here guns blazing, the Czech.
Yeah, no, I think, coming back to your point, like, I think there might be some miscommunication between either, like, Strauss and, like, who's calling the Ubers and stuff like that, so it's very ambitious play, and when you're on the defense on payload, it doesn't really have to be played like that, and it can be very risky, like, risk-taking in terms of that as well, so... but yeah, on this defense, I mean, France already immediately losing 3, so it's pretty good stuff for the Czech Republic as they're coming in here. Spy comes in, tries to find something, goes down very quickly. You got the TMS actually looking for something here. Cycle gets a nice stab onto the heavy, and counter bombed in here by Scar as well onto the soldier. So yeah, slowly moving in here, and they're still probably coming for this, although they might be pulling back very shortly.
The Czechians faltered in there one by one. There was 1 second time delay onto each individual play, which didn't really work out for them, and right now that means all the red players have spawned. France has their full complement of players up. Team S getting piped there as well. 3k for Kalis, who has not died though, but the stab from Jurkas coming in big for his team. +2, if you please.
Yeah, that is that might be round changing actually, potentially. If the Czechs know how to play off this, then it definitely will be. I mean, Geru and Lucas are already looking to go forward here.
Jurkas says, come on, go in, walk in. I mean, they were so slow. I don't know why they were so slow. They need 3 times on this card consistently. Jurkas getting a 3k, 4k! He's on a 4k! He's chasing these players out. He's putting the fear into them. As I was saying, there's a sniper. He's with a melee weapon against Lucas. Finally, getting sniped there. Close range. Only Psycho left alive. Absolute mayhem.
Yeah, I'm surprised France didn't kite that better than they did. They were kind of sat on the shot for ages, but then, well, like, they were trying to hold forwards. Like they didn't use the shot at all actually, because it kind of got opened up by Jurkas getting a stab. So yeah, interesting kind of events there as well, but now they've got another ad coming forward to Strauss on 60%. You have to try and get this level 3 up his A6 on this third defense, and I mean they've only got a hold for another 2.5 minutes.
Intrepid Czech Republic is walking forward. Geru guns out Scar there. Didn't expect the heavy, who didn't shoot first of all, but tries to eat a sandwich there in this fight. But France, Strauss getting stabbed. Psycho says everything Jurkas can do, I can do as well. He was close to Uber or had Uber. Something about that. Still 2 minutes. It is still doable. Also, I'm getting my ferocity, and I think I heard Wiethoofd yawning there in the background. This is no game to yawn, but anyway, we also have to keep
You don't meant to say that, Domaytoe, against Contra.
No! I mean, that is my rebuttal for, I think I got local muted there one time, but they're losing their players there. That is irresponsible of them.
I like how Breeze in the back just casually spamming Matja, and he eventually forces to it. So big play by Breeze there. Jurkas trying to get in a redeeming stab as well onto Schmidt, but the problem is they're still going to push this car, and they're pretty set on just staying on this corner, just tanking their heavy and pyro and sniper. And yeah, actually Skark putting some decent spam as well on the soldier, just some good rockets. And Schmidt getting a bit overzealous here, trying to find something. Finds his own grave though, but I mean, yeah, 90 seconds left. I'm surprised France are taking these risks. They've got 90 seconds. Like, it's pretty easy to hold this if they just play a bit back and just spam it. But they're trying to find something. Uber comes in here now though.
They have an Uber advantage. Skyfox got the heavy frag there before and also got the demo man almost there. And T-Bone getting stabbed, the gun getting sapped. Jurkas once again trying to get his team into the game and said, Essex. Revolver down as well. Jay dying to 3-shot body shot. These pick classes are opening these points up. Wide open, 20 HP onto Medjay. The arrow of a lifetime is saving his life there, and the Czechs are still not deterred by this. They're walking through all the Czechs areas. They have to lock off all the spawns that are coming in right now, but huge reflex from T-Bone alongside with his scout and the hit scan and the pyro going to get some semblance of control for the moment.
People kind of bleeding though, they bleed their heavy, Geru dies, and then they lose their sniper. Nice stuff comes out as well from Psycho, just keeping going on this big one. And yeah, now they're going to try and reset here. 27 seconds. But yeah, Maj living there as well is pretty big. I mean, having that Uber just to try and get this last defense will be pretty big.
It's
also.
Uber's against Uber, and you can't really wait for it. You have to push this card non-stop, and the Uber is going to come in. Glowing players going to deny that card all day long. Kellis doesn't really get flash earlier on there, but T-Born gets the beam himself. They clean everyone up, but let's see if those stragglers can still do something. But no, 2, 1, and 0. 0 it is, 0 points on the first map. Full 1 point goes to France.
Yeah, really well played by France there on that first map. I mean, they had a lot of momentum actually going forwards there, Czech Republic, in that latest round, but just finding the stability, I think, for the moment, the French, taking that momentum forwards into the next one. Yeah, as you mentioned, Yurko's getting some decent picks here and there where he could, and trying to find some openings, really. But yeah, overall, the damage just heavily in favour of France, being a bit more coordinated, I think, and capitalizing on some of the picks that are happening and keeping their heels a bit more together as it is in Palo. But I mean, moving into Gullywash, yeah, I'm sure some more chaos will ensue. There's also the potential for back caps. I mean, anytime I'm casting this map, I always have to bring up the point of Gullywash being back cap central. It's pretty intrinsic to the map. Yeah, you have some pretty funny moments happen from that, but yeah, at the end of the day, point to point when you get it in the round, and that's what the match paid is going to record and what gets you into the next stages.
The winner of this year is going to fight the Group B winner. We might want to also point out if the Czech give us this opportunity to point out a bit more of the teams that are still maybe in this. If they win this map, then it's going to go to a decider and we have even more time to talk, or at least I have more time to monologue, but I'm going to shut up right now, so maybe you have some finishing interesting thoughts about this.
The winner of this will be, well, the whole thing will be eventually playing against Germany, as we mentioned at the start of the cast. Then just a quick reminder. Yeah, we'll have to see if the Czech Republic can wipe the slate clean, keep their mentality clear, and move forwards. But here we go. This is the map 2 for the Highlander Nations Cup number 7. Last game of the round of 16 between Czech Republic and France, with France in the red and Czech Republic in the blue. Starting off this mid, Scar is very quick into the enemy banana, and he's looking for blood. 3 rockets, it took their plugins unloaded, guns as well. Really fast there on this mid, and TMS even getting to get out-sniped. They're nothing really to win here for the Czech. For the Czechians, Skyfox is the only one who has to timidly walk out. It is the Czechs, obviously, thank you. Anyway, they are going to get sniped though from the Spectre area. They cut them off, and this is the issue that you sometimes run in. The French being really fast on this rotation. They're all going to get clumped up here on this low ground, and they didn't even have the time to even cross to the high ground. Get this Uber eventually though, but there's only really a Pyro and a Heavy to clean up from there. Yeah, Maj like actually smartly very quickly getting out there. Pyro's chasing him quite. Oh my god, Del kind of getting thrown into him there. It was really unfortunate. I think like Kayla's kind of just like piked him or something, and then he just kind of got thrown towards the med there. So actually managing to trade out Ubers, that's a pretty decent scenario actually for Czech Republic here. Getting kind of feeding in the lower shot of those Scar, and Kayla's putting a lot of splash damage here for the French as the minis kind of being put down in the shot by Skyfox to try and dissuade them from coming out, but we've got Psycho trying to kind of cap the second point, gets Deadringer procced as Scout is going to defend against that. So, bit of a weird sort of neutral reset here with a slight ad actually for the Czech Republic.
I'm really sweating for Strauss. Why is he staying in? And there's still a soldier still even on top, and the entire French squad is going to push from this big door side. Finally, they're going to get them cleaned up. Jurkas revolvering down Scar on this top area. TMS getting full charge body shot into the Scout, so the flank down early on, and we even have a big stab, double stab there. No he way. Is playing a blind on them. Who needs any sort of hard counter? I can stab the hard counter as well. They're both farting. They have this full Uber in their own bank, the Czechs.
Man, that was a huge play from Jurkas right there in the enemy choke. So wow, I mean, Czech Republic basically just taking this entire mid once again for free, essentially, not having to use Uber. Matt J's gonna be down for quite a while. Storm Wave has only just come up. Kayla has to be very careful here. Actually backs down 78 health coming into the lobby. to try and run to the last. And now they have an Uber, so they've got to try and figure out where they want to go with this. They might try and do the sort of classic river Uber push in. They might try and go for the shutter, but Borden is already there waiting for them with the air blast if they do. And it looks like they're going to try and amass and group to go river.
And do it. They have the practice for that. There's an early denial there. Borden denying this entire Uber, so the medic beam was not able to get flash onto Delty once again, and everyone is going to get cleaned up there. Jörg is really going to get found out there with the Dringer. Easily gunned down there by Schmidtshot, and 40% advantage right now on the side of MetJ, on the side of France. Eyeing up the second point once again. Lucas is getting the sticky stack. Kalis walks into them, getting juggled by the mini sentry. That might harden this push. What?
What? Yeah, the mid trying to run out for the choke. I think that was either the sniper or scout. I couldn't actually see there. Yeah, Shay actually managed to snipe him out there. So massive place for Shay. He's actually getting a decent amount of damage done on the last point as well. So sniper for France definitely picking up right now as they're trying to come in through this choke, actually to re-aggress onto the mid. Got the second point capped out, but yeah, not having the demo does definitely delay the push in here. So Chaos going to be regrouping with the team only just now. Got 100% here. I think, yeah, Czech Republic kind of in a passive position, knowing they're going to be coming in through this choke. I have to see if they actually have to use Uber coming through here. I mean, ideally they don't want to, but we'll wait and see.
This is an interesting scenario right now. They lost T-Burden, and I want to see if he is a key concept for their pushes, since they didn't really push, they waited for him, they also didn't really get through the choke, because there was still this sniper staring at them. They lose a bit blindsiding themselves there. There was only a scout real close. Kalis cratering as well. Skyfox playing a blind on him, showing him the sky. Starfox 981 maybe. Even then MetJ is trapped behind. He's going to walk into the combo that stood in the choke. Didn't even see the medic initially. Only they played with their food, and once again the initiative swings back to the Czech.
Yeah, very clean from Lucas there, jumping into the second. But yeah, just weird Uber there. Like, not only were they so slow coming through the choke, like it took them like 4 years to try and round the corner because they didn't really know what was there. Like, no one wanted to just aggro peek and actually get information for the team. But then they just decided to use, and then Kalis like solo jumps a Wrangle Mini as a demo, and then dies.
20 HP onto Strauss. Scar was in the lobby. Everyone took an awful amount of damage, but this next Uber is going to come in from the river again.
Yeah, they're trying for it. I mean, it's going to get denied by Borden. They need to scout in these Ubers. Like, they need to just get the scout and kill the Pyro. There we go. Borden taking a lot of damage now. Finally gets killed off. And Schmidt goes down. Yeah. There we go. Wow, that's actually a lot more clean coming out from Czech Republic. So there we go. Initial momentum change already.
They should have maybe flashed the scout earlier on. He almost died there, and he only killed really T-Burden after he has already done the damage, but definitely look cleaner there because they didn't get denied by him all that well as the push beforehand. So flip 1-0 in the favor of the Czech Republic, who are already looking quite strong. Also, quick history note there, the Czech Republic didn't really get out of the group stages at all. This is the first time they even got out of the group stages, and maybe they're even going to get into the quarterfinal, as they're looking quite convincing right now. Scar getting controlled in this backline, and Essex getting gunned down as well right now. T-Burden really only has to find a heavy, who is a bit passive right now, but Lucas falling down.
Yeah, they lose the sniper as well for Czech Republic. Shay is going to pop off right now. I guess the Strauss as well on the way out, so yeah, definitely starting to play around the sniper a bit more. I mean, Shay, we're definitely using the first round of warm-up here. Going to do a lot more work for them. And I'm sure France are going to be very thankful for it, as they managed to get that second mid fight, I should say, of this Gullywash map, as Chaos already trying to take some position in River. And they got 100% out as well, basically. So going to be trying to aggro in here, and let's see if they try and replicate what the Czechs just did.
I was watching this little sticky trap there. It got ultimately cleaned up there in the river by Lucas' tank, while the sticky trap of Lucas' tank got cleaned up there by T-Burden as they're walking in right now. No Uber to deny them on the French side, and they're so far already in. Right now they're starting to focus this point, but the Heavy is still quite healthy behind all of that. Gedu is going to gun everyone out. It's right now a battle of attrition, and the flank is going to initiate on this river area. Kale is falling, Jay falling, MetJ living. Uber disadvantage though. I'm giving you the keywords, and that should be the keywords that signal the push out for the Czechs.
Yeah, I need to see someone on last here, but yeah, I feel like they needed someone else on board. I don't know why getting to just like go underwater and then like follow up to try and aggro onto the Heavy, because if he had just come out on the other side of the point, then the team had jumped it. Oh, what on earth happened there?
On their own squad. Strauss dying there. Clean 2 rockets from the choke. No one was watching the choke. They all wanted to get the cheeky cap points.
No way. See, plays like that, man. could be instant change of the heal going in here. So yeah, now they've got no heals, and it's gonna be kind of hard for them to stay. But they do have this high ground still, even without the heals. As yeah, Soldier comes in here, Breeze trying to find some damage, but it's gonna take a lot of damage actually from that bomb. With France trying to take as much space as they possibly can. Matt Jane in an okay position down here on this low ground, but just have Kalis here sticking off the shutter, and yeah, now it's 100% again, and France in the same position, but they've got to make sure they're grouped for this.
They want to push from main right now. The French walked through this lower lobby area, through the big door area. They're getting denied right now, though Leti doing a great job right there. Going to focus this point though, and Ghetto is not even close to the point. He's just walking on it right now, gets everyone cleaned up. Jeez. So much damage there to get cleaned up. Only 3 players left, and it's only Kalis in the secret area, but I have a secret to disclose to you. This time the Uber is once again fought off. Really nice defense there, even though Ghetto was not in a prolific situation early on. Yet again, they have been able to get the Uber advantage up.
Sorry, yeah, because it's just above the spawn, just drops onto the head of the soldier, just insta stabs him basically. But yeah, I mean the focus fire there. I mean it took them like absolutely ages to try and kill the pyro and the Uber, and then again Ghetto just kind of getting arrowed on the point and just like full health.
Drop down.
But yeah, now we're getting a drop down push. They're not even aware they're here. Imagine they might just try and kite this forwards. Yeah, you got smart position to kite this forwards here. Running away from the scout. Managed to get the med though, and they're all very healthy post Uber here.
Ah, you can't escape from the Sixes classes. Lucas Tank is almost dodging the arrow there and even going to get cleaned up there by a little snipe from Victor. 2 players against 2 players right now on the second point. What an absolute mayhem. Everyone is wreaking havoc. SNH is on a 4K, cleans up the soldier there, but Essex still on this point. Is he going to cap it? He is going to cap it.
He kills the scout? No way. Oh, okay, well, it gets a bit of a hero play there, but they should come in here. They do actually forward their spawns from that, I think. Yeah, they do. So that's actually kind of a clutch play from Essex there to forward the spawns for the French side. But yeah, massive also play from Shay. Once again coming in clutch, gets that snipe round the back of the point, all the way through big door, 1 frame literally before dying, I think, to Skyfox. So yeah, now kind of resets the Ubers in their favor. So basically neutral Ubers here. But yeah, Skyfox is going to be actually on level 3s here for this defense. So I'm just going to try and spam it out a bit. But I have to see if France change anything with their pushes. See if they try and focus underwater a bit, under the point.
That was a lovely passage of play there. Usually I only want to discredit Sixes players, but this is the sort of play that you only see when you maybe pick up Sixes players. But then again, good kiting from the French initially. Right now they have this advantage since they probably build even with their scout or with their pyro, so they have the fun of trying to focus on a Ranged level 2 sentry gun. But everyone finally going to get on the point. There's no one really close anymore. 1-1 tying up the series. There were only really sticky traps there from Lucas. I think Dego was not in position.
No, I mean, no, they actually did what I was trying to say. Like, they put more people in the water, got them around the back of the point. Even their scout came with them as well, so it's like scout heavy. Some people died to spam, but then they had enough health on the point, capped it out. So there we go. Actually, 1-1, even tying things out for this gully. Still got a good 19 minutes left of the map, so yeah, setting immediate tense pace here for the rest of this as immediately the sword goes down here. Bree trying to go for Kalis, as he's probably typing in the chat. But yeah, let's see if they pressure across the point.
Priest tried to do it to Kalis what Scar did to Lucas Tank beforehand. Right now though Shay can do what is needed to get this point. There are equal Uber percentages, but they should already know that French want to pop and push through that big door side, and they do, and they clean them up. The quick big door rotation once again works out like a charm. They really should have predicted this. Maybe they even did predict it, but they weren't acting accordingly.
Yeah, stress down there is going to be pretty horrific for the Czech Republic, but you know, they've come back from worse already in this game. So yeah, I mean, if they try and replicate the push they just did with the same players in the same positions, it might go okay. Let's see if Czech can kind of counterplay it in some way. People in different positions, but yeah, this 100% is going to be pretty useful for them, as Wiethoofd is actually way behind right now, trying to spy out some things, see where they are, but they are already in here. France trying to look for some aggression in river and see where they can get.
Shay tried to slow peek from this main area. He got fully shot, body shot, and they're right now wasting a bit of their Uber advantage. Only 50%. The donk is going to come in.
Oh my god.
And well, who needs a pyro? I can donk the enemy combo into their own river area. Even then, Kalis gets headshot. The Uber was over. Miraculous plays once again. Even then, SNH chasing a bit there in the in the river side, and the question is, do they want to get aggressive? It can be a bit tentative at points since the French will have fast respawns through that big door area.
Yeah, smart play by Lucas actually switching
and getting
loose
the
cannon there and trying to just loose cannon them out, and also air blast coming in from down. Massive bomb from Sky. I guess it's a huge force of the Strauss. Huge another play from Sky, going absolutely crazy on this gully wash with these plays of his. But yeah, now France actually still on this high ground. They're thinking about backing out. They're down 4. They've lost their sniper as well. Probably don't want to contest this for too long, even on Uber ad, but they don't have the Uber just yet in the bank. So yeah, now Czech Republic actually back onto this midpoint.
Essex was still nearby and got cleaned up ultimately there. Lucas wants to walk through this choke, almost dies there, getting a bit weakish, and once again Medjay has built quite well. It's a rocket there, has an Uber advantage, but there's once again nothing to even get off that. The Czech were out already, they went out, and the bump, yeah, Breeze hit on this little spot there from the window, looking through the window. He's going to get that frag. Shay though gets some crucial frags for his own killstreak sniper rifle. Yeah,
Breeze hiding and then gets the nice clean air shot onto Medjay. So yeah, we'll delay their push in here. Actually got 100% now to come back into this point of the Czechs. So they're thinking about where they want to go. Maybe going big door, but they're staying near the choke for now. Got to try and regroup. No sniper actually here if they want to go big door.
What's interesting is that they want to push choke. Sorry, the Czech want to push choke, and the entire big door side is in the hands of the French right now, so we see how that rings out. Then again, Strauss is a bit committed in here, he has full Uber, but it's tentative play as the soldier jumps in. The Pyro was a bit too forward there.
Yeah, Scar again threading the needle, like dealt even with the Pyro there. Yeah, Scar coming into full effect, gets another force on the Strauss. The last 2 Ubers have been forced by the soldier. Like, having that as a pattern, like, is just so useful for the French side. And now they're going to try and walk back in here. Kayla's trying to look for some traps from Lucas possibly coming in, but TMS across the way on Sniper. We'll be backing out slightly through the choke here, respecting the space being made by Kayla's on Demoman, but Skyfox has been on 1 health as being a pain, but there we go, eventually the space has been taken.
Breeze was hiding once again, Jocket's going to cut him. Gets the stab onto Shay. So weak, Medjay. We have to catch our breath, and Medjay is in the sideline of a Wrangled level 1 sentry gun, of a mini sentry gun, and he is on 14 HP, 92%. Guessing game, what is going to happen? But we'll have to see. The pass comes in 90 seconds in the future.
Well, Medjay most likely going down here. It's like 50% for Strauss.
I'm getting ready. He's not even going to get stared down by this Wrangled mini sentry. He's also going to get stared down by the sniper. Everyone is looking at the medic. There's absolutely no chance for him to get out. I hope we have an admin somewhere, maybe even in the server, to resolve the issue at some current state. Oh, and Medjay, he lives! What?
No way. Oh my god. He comes back in the time! No way. The actual reverse Uno card is being played on the minute there. But yeah, T-Ball just got a solo, just keeping them out of the choke here against heal players. As yeah, it kind of gives up on chasing the scout, managed to get out, but never mind, goes down eventually to the sniper there from CMS. So, wow, there we go. Eventually they take the mids. Probably not as clean as they thought they would do, but yeah, some kind of misplays coming out from France as well, just a bit there. Gonna try and reset back into this lobby and see where they go from there.
I cannot believe that just happened. There's still some stragglers behind though, and Medjay is even on the top. He might even get caught out if they have the eyes on that he's still on this river area. I don't know what he's doing. He's absolutely in a solitary position. No one really to help him out. He's still on top, and Lucas is going to claim the frag quite so easily. What is he taunting behind? What? And they even get the medic down there. Tenno was still close. They get the 1v1 medic trade. There's still so many players down. I don't know why are Czech not committing to this point. They're just on this last point. And SNH is in the secret area. It's... my brain cannot comprehend.
Yeah. It's a bit messy there. I mean, I think that was just kind of like from the whole A6 kind of timing out and then coming back in thing, and then Medjay kind of getting left behind, like people got picked off with pit glasses, and then they were trying to figure out where they wanted to go, but yeah, right now, kind of just reset again. A lot of Czech players actually going to be coming into the lobby area right now, trying to go forwards. We've actually got a very aggressive telly here for Skyfox right in the middle of the lobby. So that's kind of interesting, just kind of getting the players back in the fight very quickly. And no level 3 actually right now either, because obviously A6 has only just rejoined, so he's actually opting for the minis. Nice snipe coming out from Shay, so definitely still putting in the performance. here to try and defend for France.
I think this is a default spot for Engineer Teleporter, and this is the only thing I will ever say about Engineers in a Highlander game, so you have that off the charts right now. By the way, Strauss has been building better. He has a 20% advantage right now since his players took damage in the lobby, and Matt J is fake calling, but no one is going to fall from that. He stood in the dispenser, healed players that were in the dispenser themselves, but they don't really have the eyes on that, so the Uber is going to get equalized. There was a little window. The jar was it was slightly ajar there. The jar was slightly open. That's what I want to say. They are going to push from the river area right now, or even try to peek with a TMS from this river. He was fully buffed. Tries to go for the hero shot. He's on the little railing, but the medic hides behind the pillar. There is going to be safe. And TMS is in the under area, only going to find a spy right now.
Oh my god, he avoids the pipes as well. He actually tries to regress. He's in under as a sniper. I've never seen this. He goes back, kill, and gets immediately shut down by Schmidt. Not sure what he was trying to go for there as a thick glass, but yeah, that sight line probably not the most optimal because of all the thingies. Oh, and there you go. Someone just got a golden frying pan. So yeah, make us feel bad about ourselves during the cast. No worries. Whilst France still defending here on this last point. Got a level, actually no, still not level 3 still. As far as Aces actually took the opportunity to change, but kind of worried they're gonna Uber in at any point, but they've actually opted to kind of go a bit more passive into the lobby.
This teleporter baited the spy to sap it and now get cleaned up. Psycho could have maybe even went for a step there. I'm not sure if Lucas or whoever's main calling does know that you really don't need to put yourself in this danger holding in the lobby when you're 2 players down, but the French didn't really accomplish and capitalize off all that much walking into the lobby and being a bit timid themselves, playing around their level 2 gun that is going to get built up right now. And maybe that is the position that I've put ourselves into since I was mentioning we didn't see a stalemate so far.
Yeah, there you go. The caster's curse coming in full effect right now. As,
yeah, but for the casters, what?
Yeah, still be in this lobby. You actually get to pick onto the sniper there. Yurkus is actually hovering above this doorway. Managed to fall down. Somehow gets Scar. Scar doesn't see him, and I'm surprised Scar didn't see him there. Actually gets the soldier pick to try and go back into that position again. Tenno gonna prop his dead ringer, but yeah, it's down 2 right now. No flank for France. They need some sort of, well, they're kind of just waiting for Czech Republic to make a mistake here. I mean, they're on the attack here. It is still 1-1, so there's not really a team that can hold, like, you know, stop the bus. Like, both teams have to try and find something for a convincing win. But yeah, dealing with this level 3, dealing with the combo that's still next to it as well could be quite difficult. So maybe some back cap pressure is in order.
I can't believe nothing cataclysmic happened so far for the Czechs, yet they're going to sort of try to use through a shadow area when the pyro is still close, going to get juggled away there. They really needed some players to give it, capitalize off that in the back lines. Level 3 is still up, only going to get picked up right now. Breeze is trying to kill a pyro there in the back lines. Yurkus getting 5k. They get some players, they get Captain Matt J going to get cleaned up there as well. It's a scout against Schmidt shot, and he's only going to win that fight. It's only Shay gets the snipe! It's not enough! It's a 2-1. What an absolute mayhem. I was pointing out cataclysmic actions, and they have went down, and they went down.
Massive plays by Getter and Breeze there. They pretty much opened up the entire push there by just going under. They baited the flank, they basically won the fight, and then Getter, I think, eats a sandwich, comes back on full health. Kills the spy on the point as well, so he gets like 3 picks, gets like a 4th pick, I think, after that. Just by head peeking, and it just forces everyone to look at the point, and like the rest of the players actually follow up from the Czechs. So yeah, really nicely done there. 2-1 right now for Czech Republic against France, with 9.5 minutes left to go.
And 4th mid-fight right now. Shay is going to snipe SNH there. T-Born so weak, jumping initially out there with a detonator, and they get a lot of frags. There's Strauss even going to get shot down in the backline, shotgun to the back. Maybe even would have gotten cut out by the big door side as well. We don't really know. Only hypothesis. He's going to get cleaned up. He doesn't even get anything onto Matt J. But yeah, I mean, the engineer coming in there on the back of all this aggression from their own flank on the side of the French.
Yeah, so making the plays work as yeah, play around the sniper works out quite well on Gully mids as they're gonna be kind of going to the riverside right now, trying to look for some pressure. It quickly gets the gun down as only just being built. As Delt's trying his best to try and reflect some of this round. Team F gets picked off as well, so no sniper. It's a nice opening pick here. Actually get the pyro and the demo straight in here. Got Lucas actually under the point, ready to try and stick them off as guns quickly trying to be rebuilt as well by the engine. Bit of a weird scrap fight. Like, where is France? Like, what are they doing? Like, 2 people went in and then no one followed up. Like, I don't know what that push was. That was so strange.
Strauss just about hit the Benny bind, as players say, or he respawned while Py-bun was jumping in and chasing into the spot. The issue there, Gale is even going to get cleaned up. The teleporter is still behind by the Medjay, getting chased by SNH, and Schmidtshot taking the teleporter. It is only Reed the Spy here, getting the step. It's a 5k, and it's a bit of an aneurysm for me there, but that was the stair step. Obviously, the heavy did look at him. It's a trick step that you have on the last point right now, the Essex on this last. Finally going to clean this up, maybe. Lucas getting clawed out there. Tenno is onto the medic there. They don't really give me time to breathe here, but the issue was right there for this French push on that last point. The Pyro was not in position to deny it, but everyone tried to focus on Pyro, who didn't even look at them, so they weren't even focusing on the right players there.
Oh my god.
It's again popping on a low ground.
Yeah, nice force there actually. Kayla's getting one Iron Bomber pipe, and I think Strauss is kind of just like looking in all different directions when he's peeking the corners, but nice play from Strauss before actually to try and stay safe from Shay that was peeking the big door and actually staying alive there. But I mean, yeah, 3 down right now for France. They're maybe thinking about coming back in, but it's going to be kind of difficult with only 6 players. And yeah, kind of resetting Uber's-ish, a slight advantage from Medjay. And yeah, TMS now kind of just be staring into that choke, waiting for them to try and peek in. And this is the problem you see. I mean, they've got 7 minutes left, but I mean, 2-1 up, our Czech Republic, they can kind of, you know, stop the bus a bit here and play a bit more defensively.
They also know that they have this Uber disadvantage. Whenever they were on the mid so far, they had this Uber disadvantage, at least usually, and they're good at reading this and staying passive in their own choke, maybe even hiding Breeze on top. This time he was not in the little window spot. They have, though, negotiated this Uber advantage that was put onto Medjay, and they even might get this Uber here if that is going to get healed. Yes, no one really on the medic. They are popping a bit passive there for my leggings, but Lucas is in a perfect position to even get the capitalization of that, and nice kiting from the Czech Republic. Bit overzealous there once again by the French team. Maybe they could have went to Victor. Essex. Essex is having great games so far, though.
Yeah, yeah, Lucas is not finding the pipes there, unfortunately. Essex is the no fear. Going to be killing him. So I might actually delay their pushing slightly, but they're kind of getting trapped in this forward spawn. Going to be back spawning just now, though. But these are some binds. So yeah, slight out here, about 30% for Strauss almost. Gonna be near this big door. Tenno looking to go through lower, though. Might find something, although he's gonna be backing off. Let's got the heavy there, Gedu ready to defend his medic. But yeah, a lot of spam on the doors here. Pyro actually goes down here as well. Kalis spamming it quite well. They lose 3 already, so I don't know what is going on with the bleeding of players there.
France was so far in lobby and they didn't even see him. Jurgens onto the medic, gets the demo as he turns around. They almost won that fight, but the issue is the French flank and the combo, the French flank anti-burn pushed through that lower area and cleaned the Czech combo up. So even though Jurgens did this huge opening for his own team, France is going to cap the second point. And France were so aggressive in the lobby. That was what caused the bleeding of the Czech there. They didn't even expect the players to play in this lobby, and they didn't even see it until they opened the shutter.
Yeah, I mean, the Czechs not really doing the big door hold properly. Like, they need more people sort of back. Like, the whole point is that you have vision of both the shutters and that you're not exposed to people above you. And they only really had, like, 1 or 2 people next to the medic there. Like, they need to kind of make sure that shutter's secured. It's very easy for people to just, like, rush in through that lower shutter. So, maybe learn from that mistake just there, as now they've actually kind of evened up the Ubers again. Imagine taking some damage there. We're going to be retreating actually onto the high ground. I think actually kited a bit of damage actually onto the high ground there. So things are players up, but he's not really with the team. Shimei kind of feeding here. Kayla's looking to go in. Actually get you in the heavy spot. Oh my god, Psycho though. What on earth?
Did what Jurgens did beforehand. He stabbed them in the back, in the face, all sorts of ways. No one able to leave afterwards anymore, but there's the Gedu close on the little dispenser, gets arrowed down from Medjay from the point. Only 2 alive here. Full Uber to play with. The Breeze is onto the medic. So weak! How did he peek out of the safety there? Gets so weak, gets the medic force. Amazing read there on the situation from the soldier.
Definitely trying to mirror what Scar was doing earlier to Strauss. So yeah, nice play actually there. Gets Medjay forced, and actually might save the point for them here potentially if he just decided to hold this high ground. Lucas could be spamming it off. Kayla's actually trapping off the corner as well. Quite forwards. Nice sniper though, Shay. There we go. You have to fear the sniper though. If you can't get that sniper pick, it opens up a lot of space for the attacking side, and Shay definitely putting that to good use there. Gonna go through the lobby shutter right now, though, is the whole French side. They don't just have Uber yet, though. So it might delay them coming in here, and they've got this level 3 to deal with. It does go very quickly down to Careless spam, though.
We were talking a lot about Lucas Tank, but Fia maybe put up the pressure there and got the pipes in for his own team for the French side. Kalis walking from the low ground, getting Iron Bombers there into the river, which opened up everything. Schmidtshot being on this last point, he's jumping in alone because he knew they wouldn't even push with all of that and tried to get the distraction there for the back camp area. Gets the distraction for Scar into Strauss.
What was that jump from Scar? Was that from under? Was that from water?
He was on the point. He kept the point beforehand.
Wow.
And everyone, well, maybe it's a spy. Ooh, backcap shenanigans, but no, medic shenanigans. Psycho also getting hit there by random flame particles.
Yeah, they're going to be loving Scar for that, but yeah, massive drop into the med there. Going to be using in here. They need to kill this gun, though. They're kind of just keeping him at the spawn. Like, where's the pressure onto the point here? Delta's still here. A6 is like 1v1ing Delta underneath in shade. But there's so many weak players coming forwards here. You got Dego still on full health. Could be just spamming them under the point. There's only 2 people left alive. Breeze has got to do all the way with the spam. It's his medic and soldier, Demo versus soldier, and there we go. France tying it up 2-2 now. With about 2 minutes left. I got a feeling we're going to be going to a golden cap here.
Unreal. Jurkas almost gave them the lifeline back. He passed one step to get the second step, but then the second or third player he wanted to step turned around and he didn't get any step, and then it was all onto Degu hiding, or Gedu hiding there in the, not even hiding, staying there in the water area. The coin toss of the DM fight worked for the French side this time around, though, since they still had their heals there in a comfortable position. Scar definitely being the playmaker there, though, beforehand, even though it looked a bit iffy, honestly, on the push. Anyway, though, the 5th mid-fight is going to unravel. No team really...
Oh my god!
I'm not sure who wants to take the danger here of getting capped, yet France win that mid.
Yeah, I mean, Jurkas got some nice redeeming frags there, but I mean, the aggression just from Borden and Schmidt on the point there was just so forwards, and Jurkas somehow playing the back of the scout when he was at his back to the point, but okay. Managed to get some redeeming frags. Matt Jen 100% here. I haven't really got much to worry about. They're just so far back when they're in the spawn queue.
I have no idea. Yeah. I wanted to laud him, but he got cleaned up there in the side flank. Obviously, the cautious and smart Twitch viewer saw what happened there, but full Uber advantage, that means too much, eh?
Yeah, now they're already in this lobby area, looking to go forwards. No power immediately, although Delta is very quick to the shutter to try and deny this, and it's kind of... I don't know whether to just go main here, or just go through the balcony.
That could have been over in a nick of time, but Kalis dies! Schmidtshot gets stabbed there. They have to focus this point afterwards. Czech Republic that they don't get backcapped. The frags are definitely swinging in their own favor, but Py-bun is jumping onto the point. There are a lot of players getting cleaned up. The Gedo is only there. The level 2 sentry gun from Skyfox doing a hell of a work. They were on a hope and a prayer, and it worked out like a charm this time around, as the apprehension did not reign true, as only one last little spawn wave there for the French, but probably not even going to get into position after all of that. Scar is really only in from the water area. 1 second it was. Stalemate, no one wins. Golden cap on the second map. And to be fair, it could have been almost over there for the Czech Republic.
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to quickly say, like, yeah, I mean, I was surprised Czech kind of brought that back around, but eventually they found some momentum once again, and yeah, now we've got to see and wait how this golden cap pans out, I guess.
So we are unloading our plugins a slight bit, at least slowly. I can already lay down the foundation for the rules. There will be 15 minutes of time, and whichever team caps 1 point, one last point in that entire duration, will claim the second map. And if we don't get that, if the 15 minutes run out, then I think we have another 15 minutes, and then whoever has the grabs onto that midpoint is going to win. If we're in for a long shot for the third map, that could be a midnight action, but it will be an absolute supreme action right now, as the golden cap is going to go down here, as the curtain is going to roll up in the in the 5th mid fight. That should be, since it was a 2-2 in the regular set, and once again a mid fight.
Yeah, Kalis is already quite fast to do the choke here, but nice spam coming in from Lucas already, as this mid fight could actually just immediately determine the fate of the round, basically. And they are actually trapping him in the banana here. Yoko's trying to find some space as well, get some picks, but like there's so many frags coming out from either side. And
huge jump.
Wow, I mean, that is just immediately gets the frag onto the medic as well.
France tried to pin down the Czech tried to pin down the France combo. SX is still getting contested there from TMS from this little side flank yet again. Henceforth, rather, the French have claimed that midpoint. The thing is, the Czech wanted to lock them into that little banana area, but T-Borden got a reflect pipe kill onto the opposing Pyro, and then Scar jumped in and cleaned up Strauss. So the French did have the disadvantage there on the player numbers, but they had the heals up and they had a decent position after all. So it was a good passage of play there that went down for the French team, and they still have the 40% advantage, so they have to be quick to capitalize this through the river.
Yeah, it's potentially sort of match point here, really, France. I mean, they're on the offense here. If they win this, they will have won this entire game, essentially. But here we go, the Uber comes in. A lot of pressure onto Del, and there's not really many people looking at the point here. They've actually got Gedu in the shade, and there's 3 people who go down, surprisingly. Loose Can comes out from Lucas once again. Again, not many people trying to get on the cap. They're too scared of these sticks from Lucas still. Eventually they kill Lucas, so they get rid of the sticks. We've got the heavy on here for quite a lot of health, but the Uber comes out. SNH is going to be taking the majority of this Uber, but there's so many people left alive. Gonna get on the cap. No! The sticks thrown into the air. France win it out. Playing very smartly around that Uber advantage. Massive plays on that mid fight. The GGs are called. And there we go. France taking the series, winning the Vigil pretty cleanly. And but yeah, I mean, Czech Republic giving them more of a fight on this Gully Wash, but was not enough eventually, linked to the Golden Cap win for France.
Therefore, as you said, 2 maps to the favor of France. Should be happy with it, since the Czech Republic definitely put up a fight right there.
Yeah, France win that one. I'm going to be playing against Germany, but I wanted to look at the logs very quickly. Definitely damage is in the favor of the demos, obviously, but surprised to see Yerk is actually up there on the 36-19, with actually Shay going pretty close with 38-18. So assassin class is coming in pretty clutch, it seems.
Before I give the microphone back, yeah, okay, medic stats bit low. I think they did quite well though, being under the pressure that you mentioned.
But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. As like I said earlier, France will move on to play Germany in the quarterfinals, as that has now determined all of the players of the quarterfinals. Yes.
Maybe they get to the semifinals, since I mean, France have looked quite well historically in the Nations Cup. The issue is, since the second edition of the Nations Cup of 2013, they haven't even gone past the quarterfinals. So yeah, I mean, I'm taking myself back and saying, well, maybe they can get past the quarterfinal. We have to see.
Yeah, I'm going to be playing against the Germany squad of France. Commiserations to Czech Republic, who definitely gave them a good fight, especially in that second map. But yeah, make sure to tune in for more Highlander Nations Cup number 7 action on Kritscast, as we'll definitely be covering some of the quarter-finals games. And yeah, so obviously keep your eyes peeled for the eventual grand finals of the Nations Cup. Have to see who gets those 2 king spots. But thank you all for watching. Be sure to give us a follow if you want to keep up with the coverage. Give us a subscription as well on the Twitch, on the YouTube. Supports the casters and the production staff of Kritscast as well. Be sure to check out our Patreon and our merch.kritscast links as well if you want to even more support the channel and the content, and get you some good merchandise to wear and to enjoy on an everyday basis. So be sure to check some of that out. Thanks for watching again. My name has been Buck. Co-casting has been Domaytoe with good old Wiethoofd on production. We will see you for more of this Nations Cup action once again. Good night.
Hi, old beaver! Away!